guys, we are using the Gelli Plate today. Now this is mine. I only have the small one. This is, I think it's A5 size, and I have two brayers. You can see them, or two good brayers. I've got other brayers, but these ones are the better ones for me to use on my Gelli Plate. I've got a 4-inch and I've got a 2-inch. I'm choosing to use Distress Oxides today instead of paint on my Gelli Plate, and I was really happy with the results that I pulled. So basically, if you don't have a Gelli Plate, you don't know what it is. I'm not the best at using them. There are people out there that use these things all the time, and they get amazing results. I get results that I like. Could I get better? Absolutely. But I just work with what I've got, you know. And this week I am doing a K.I.S. week where I'm keeping everything simple, so that I'm keep it simple scrappers. That's what I'm calling it this week. So I might even do Keep It Simple September. How about that? That's even better. Keep It Simple September. And let's do a heap of layouts that are not technical. There's nothing technical about it. Now, I do have all these new stencils that I just bought. And I still went to my old faithful, my star. I wanted to use the stars because obviously I'm scrapbooking a couple of photos of Jen. One when she came second in her cross country, which qualified her to go to districts, which we all had a little laugh about, including Jen, because she's not the fastest kid on the planet. But she came second and she qualified. So she went off to districts. And like she said, I said, you know what? This might be the only time you ever go. So do it. Why not? Have fun. So we got some photos and I decided that I would use those for today's layout. Now, Keep It Simple September. What are we doing with that? I want my scrappy friends to realize that you don't always have to have all the bits and pieces, all the bells and whistles to create nice layouts. Not every layout is going to be over the top and perfect. Some layouts are not going to be like that at all. Some layouts you're going to go, I think I might just rip this one apart and start again. So I'm trying to keep some basic techniques, some simple processes, possibly simple processes that you can repeat to create a layout. Now that's what I'm doing on this one. I'm using my Gelli Plate. I just have some cheap cardstock. This is just the Poppy Crafts A4 cardstock that you can get from Crafts Online. It's just the same stuff that I use on my, I buy it in 12 by 12 and I buy it in A4. So it's cheap, it's cheerful, it pulls beautiful off the Gelli mat. It's great for, you can use it for anything and it's cheap. It's not expensive. It's not over the top. The inks go on and I love it. That's what I'm going to say. I love it. Okay, so what am I using? I'm using Distress Oxides. The reds that I'm using LUMBERJACK, Plaid and Fired Brick. Then I did use a little bit of black soot. There's the little clamshell that you keep the Gelli Plate in. Make sure you clean it when you're finished, because I am terrible for doing that. And before I could do anything today, I had to clean the paint that was embedded on my mat, on my Gelli Plate. The other two colours I used were Rustic Wilderness and Mowed Lawn. Here you can see me using my manual die cutting machine and some cheap stitched stars that I got I actually got these from Amazon, and they were like $2.99, and it was a set for $2.99, and I got the set in, I think there was circles, there was hearts, there was stars, there was rectangles, squares, a whole heap of them, and I grabbed them because I thought I really like the stitched element. So the other reason I like these ones is because these stars actually match the stencil, as in they've all got pointy ends. It bugs me when I use a pointy star and then I have a, oh, I think my neighbours are going to start mowing the lawn. Fantastic. I'm going to try and hopefully talk over the top of that and get this voiceover done. Now, here you can see this piece that I've got down. So the fired brick is top and bottom, and or left and right now, and the lumberjack plaid is in the very centre. And on the green piece, you can see the rustic wilderness on the bottom and the mowed lawn on the top. You get a nice, even, smooth blend between them when you're using the Gelli mat, the Gelli Plate, and a nice wide roller. When you're using a Gelli Plate, I'm going to tell you this: you are never guaranteed what you're going to get. You will never pull the same look twice, and that's the appeal of it. You're literally creating a different look every single time, and it gives you some grungy papers that you can grunge them right up. I could keep pulling on top of these and keep layering more and more and more. You being the distress oxides, they also layer up, so you can just keep adding to these. I chose to stop at this point, and here I'm using some distress texture paste, and I'm just adding some white texture in the background. Now this I've left in. This is me making some more gold shimmer spray that I make. This is the gold mica powder. I'm using a little tiny funnel that I put way too much in. I put heaps in there. I had a bit of a situation, and then I was like, I need to dilute this a bit, get it down the hole, and then I sprayed it everywhere, but that's okay. I needed to clean my mat anyway. And yeah, so how I make this up, you can see me there. I just put 2 big heaped of my little teeny tiny spoons. I get those from Amazon, and I think I got 100 of them for like $7 or something. Then I've actually got a couple of metal ball bearings in the bottom of my bottle. I add a little bit of Mod Podge in the gloss, and not a lot. You don't need a lot. And then I sort of 3/4 fill the bottle with rubbing alcohol, and then that's it. That's all it is. And that gold is not coming off. So unlike some of the other shimmer sprays that you can get out there, if you make this, I'm telling you now, it will not come off on your hands. It stays, all that mica shimmery goodness stays on your layout. And it is pennies to make. Like, it is pennies. Like, we don't even have pennies, but it costs cents to make. Like, it really does. It's so cheap. If you're like me and you like to have all the things, this is a cheap way of getting beautiful shimmery mica powder color on your layout. I love it. Now I am just sprinkling around my stars. Initially I was going to just have them all one layer. That's what I was thinking in my head when I started off right at the beginning. Now I do raise up my photos on the thin craft foam. I'm trying with, for most of this month, I'm going to try and do most of my layouts with minimal craft foam to them, because I'm up to needing to do another layout share, and I'm telling you, I need another 2 albums. Anyone want to sponsor me and give me albums? I have so many. So many. It's crazy. Anyway, so what am I doing here? I decided to go around each of the stars with some of the coordinating. I went with the darkest color. So I went with Lumberjack Plaid, and I went with Rustic Wilderness to go around on my stars. And I thought, I thought that might be enough, because I'm trying to, as I said, I'm using the K.I.S.S method here. So I'm trying to keep it simple. I'm trying not to overthink it. I'm also trying to give you ideas that you can possibly do with minimal. Even if you don't have a die cut machine, you might have you could use a stencil, you could create your own stencil, you could use some cardstock and cut out a star, you could print a star on a piece of copy paper and then use that as a template. Like, there's so many different ways you could do this without going to great expense, and I think it looks great at the end. If you don't have a Gelli Plate, there's probably not a lot. You could just get some ink onto some cardstock. You could get some paint onto cardstock. You could use poster paint. You could use you could get a nice blend with acrylic paint. You could use it depends what you have. You could even use something like crayons, K.I.S.S. You know, K.I.S S, you know, your oil pastels, you could use those, and you could blend. I apologize, my dog's barking because my neighbors are mowing the lawn. And Taylor's trying in vain to keep Lexi quiet, but nothing's going to make that chihuahua quiet, let me tell you. So I can hear Taylor trying hard, but it's going to be okay. Now, this is where I went, nah, I think I need to layer them up, because one, I want to use my stars. I do it all the time. I create too many and then I get left with leftovers. That being said, I am going to, the video after this, I'm going to show you what I do with the leftovers from these Gelli print pulls as well. So I'm going to do a video on that one next, showing you what else you can do with these Gelli prints. Now, I do go, sorry, I need a mouthful of water. It is crazy. The weather here is ridiculous. It's either freezing cold or it's hot. There's no happy medium. Oh, excuse me. Now, other than what I've shown you, I introduce nothing extra. So I do a little bit of pen work, and that's what lifts this page to the next level. So I do leave it in purely because I wanted to give myself a little bit of chitty chat time. So the rest of this week is crazy, bonkers, insane busy. But I will bring you your 6 videos, because that is what I promise on my channel, and that is what I shall deliver. Unless I'm sick, I will deliver you guys 6 videos every week. Sometimes you might watch my videos, and this is to my new subbies. I've got some new people that have jumped on board, and I'd love to say hi to you. I did see this morning, I have someone in Vancouver. How exciting is that? I absolutely love the fact, I don't actually know their name, but Sunshine, you will, hopefully if you see this, you'll know that it's you. Hi, Vancouver. Oh my goodness, I could only dream to go there. But I am busy at the moment. I'm like a duck underwater. I've got a lot of things, I've got a lot of balls in the air. I've got a lot of things going on, but the best part for me is Saturday night is, I think it's our second last football thing that we have to do. So it's awards night for Ange and her team, who got to the semi-finals with AFL this year, which is fantastic. So we've got dinner and, you know, chit chat to all the other parents and all that sort of thing. And which, believe it or not, I know I do YouTube, but I'm actually, the older I get, I'm actually a little bit shy. I know it sounds crazy, but I'm sort of more reserved compared to what I was when I was 20. I was always the one out there, loud and proud, but yeah, I'm not like that anymore. So it sort of takes me back a little bit, but that's okay. So we've got that on Saturday night, which is super exciting, and I still have to go and buy something to wear, and I still haven't done that because, you know, that's what mothers do. We always leave it to the last minute. But Ange has her dress, and that's all that matters. Jen and Taylor are not coming because it's literally a ticketed event. So unfortunately, they were not allowed to be included, which is a bit sad, but that's okay. It's all right. It's an adult thing. We'll do the adult thing, and Taylor and Jen can do the, I don't know, they might watch movies or something. I don't know. But What else can I tell you? These are the Creative Memory stickers that I have had forever. I think they're called Mini Classy ABC 123 in Ebony. That's what they're called. And what else are we doing this week? Oh, I've got had my father-in-law yesterday. For all my newbies, my father-in-law is quite sick, and unfortunately I go down and I help out where I can and help my mother-in-law. They're both in their 80s, so things are, we're getting to the pointy end of business. But yeah, so do that this week. And then I've got something else I have to do on Friday. And yeah, so it's kind of crazy busy week. Last weekend was Father's Day, and we had an awesome day. I'll be scrapbooking the photos, so you'll see them. We went river rock walking, if that's what you call it. I don't know what else you call it, but we were walking up. We went out to Roxburgh, and which is near where I live, sort of 20-minute drive or whatever. And it's out in the country, and it is so good. And I was raised in the country for so long, and I love that side of things. And where I live now, we're more the outskirts of Brisbane now. We're not really country anymore, and it's kind of sad. So look, we're only a 10-minute drive from some country, which is good, but it's good to recharge your batteries and go down that path. But with fuel at the moment, holy macaroni, is everyone else finding that? I have diesel in my car, my husband has petrol in his car, and I got to tell you, what? It is killing us in diesel. And like, diesel's $2.20 a litre. It costs me like $100 a week to fill my car up. It's just mental. That's all right. Inflation, let's hope. Today's Tuesday, first Tuesday of the month. Reserve Bank, please leave rates where they are. That would be amazing. Okay, this is going up on Thursday. Don't worry, I'm recording it on Tuesday. So now I decided that I was going to go around these stars. I was only going to go around the center ones, but they needed a little bit of a shadow to them to help them pop a little bit more. Once I put those black stickers on there, I always like things to be ×3 on a layout. So if I introduce black, I like it to have black 3 times on there. And once I went around these stars, it helped them pop, and it's what it needed. Then I do end up going, I know I've gone around the outside edge with a dashed border, but it's not popping enough for me. So I do end up doing a quick black border as well. And I'm much, much happier with that. And I love it. And there you go. That is my layout, guys. Thank you so much for watching, if you're still watching. And if you haven't already subscribed, I'd love to have you jump on board. Here's the close-ups. I also have Facebook and Instagram linked in the description below. I have a Facebook group if you would like to pop over there and have a look, and you can see all the photos up close. So you can see what it looks like in real life in photo time. Just showing you there, I slipped. See, there's a mistake on every layout. Every time. Thanks so much for watching, everybody, and I will chat to you again real soon. Have a wonderful day. I hope it's not too hot where you are, and I will chat to you again soon. Bye for now, guys.